Alrighty, hey, True Believers England team here, and got Dalton the Authenticator with me.
Hello.
And Professor Pixel.
Howdy.
And of course, the real Dr. Venkman, except no substitutes.
How's it going?
Alrighty, what are you snacking on tonight?
Dinner roll.
Dinner roll? Oh, okay. So anybody have anything exciting happen to them in the last couple of days?
I did.
Oh goodness. Yeah, it was very interesting. So what did you have happen to you? See if I can top it.
Oh, what happened to me? Oh, I just got some more comics and I was reading. So
yeah.
nothing gravely ill happened, for me.
Hey Tito's, how you doing, man? So yeah, I had quite an interesting last couple of days. It was nothing I ever want to go through again, tell you the truth.
What happened?
You don't know? Literally? Honestly?
No, I have not been paying attention to Twitter or anything.
Really? You didn't see what happened yesterday. England team got married again.
I know. But it's an Asian man.
Yeah.
So, anywho, I was going to see if we couldn't build up an audience before we jump into all of this. But what ended up happening, I went to the theater yesterday. I went to work at the theater, and I had only had 1 hour sleep at that point in time. And so much stuff to do here, so much stuff to get done there. And they had me in a new position they were doing the training on. Around noon, my chest, I even actually told them, hey, look, I'm falling asleep here. Send me home. So I'm wondering if this is going to come back at me at some point. So around noon, my chest starts hurting. I'm getting a sharp pain right. Let me move the mic a little bit. I'm getting a sharp pain right here.
Oh,
First it goes boom, just like that, right in there. And I was like, oh, okay. And sometimes I know it might be gas, so I'll pop my boom, 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 I'll burp, fart, will do whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking, okay, but the pain doesn't go away. It stays right there. And then about 10 minutes later, boom, it hits again. Like, oh, shit. I'm like, this is not good. And I'm thinking, okay, if this persists, I have to call somebody. I have to do something. So half an hour, it does it again. Soon. Just like a punt, because it never goes away. But occasionally I'm getting pulses.
Yeah.
Except for this time it hit so hard, I felt the pain right up through into my neck. And I'm like, I'm fucking 50. I'm not messing with this stuff. So I go into the office. And I tell them, I said, I'm having chest pains, call medical services. What they're going to do is they're going to hook these things up to me, which, by the way, I've got them all over my body right now. And they're going to hook me up to an EKG. They're going to find out if everything's okay. So, hold on. Before I go any further. Hey, Frag Minion saying I thought it was he lost his hair on his body. I'm actually shaved now. Yeah. Can't sleep. Clown will hit me, says Paolo. So what are you all doing? I'm just regaling the story of my heart attack yesterday. Aloha, y'all. I hope you're feeling. Thank you, Bianca and Amiga, saying nice to see you back in action. I appreciate it. So I do go there. The paramedics come, and they take everything and they say, well, it's not looking horrible, but the way you're describing it, I've had this happen before where we check everything, it's okay, but something happens after it. You may want to go to the hospital. You could drive yourself, or we've got a free ride. And I'm like, this is a lot to do about nothing. It's going to end up being gas. It's going to end up. I've been through this before. Don't worry, it's going to be about nothing. And the guy says, "Are you? Have you had this happen before?" Now I've had chest pains, and it turned out to be gas, but never that. Kind of fighting you thing. So I said, okay, let's go. Fine. And he says, well, we want to set up an IV. We're going to do it here because on the road it's going to be bumpy and you don't want us trying to find the vein. I tell him I'm a pussy when it comes to needles. I really am. There's no bones. So he sets up, and I'm like, yeah, I actually grab. His name is Tony, the kid. He's like 25 years old. I'm holding on to him because so they put in the IV, and I'm like, whoa, okay, woo, that didn't feel good. And they said, okay, we're gonna drive him to the hospital. The manager, everything goes out, and I joke around. I said, when you tell this story to other people, don't tell them the part where I pussed out with a shot. And I was joking and just kind of giggling. It started raining, and they turned me to put me into the truck, and the world went black. I mean, it just went completely dark right around the edges. I started feeling sick. They got me a barf bag. I said, I can't get control. I can't control my body, because usually if I'm upset, I can meditate and I can calm down. Nothing I could do. Nothing I was doing was calming me down. So I literally screamed, what's happening to me? And then they put me back, and the guy said, he's at 30 BPM, which my heart usually around 79. I went from 79 to 30 beats per minute like that. My body was shutting the fuck down. So they went into panic mode, and well, not panic mode, but they were like, okay, the guy tell them drive like hell, get us to the hospital. It was one girl, one guy, paramedics. They were doing all sorts of stuff, and like adult, I'm going, guys, don't worry. You tell me what I need to do.
You are a moron. You are in this instance a moron.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I tell them, hey, look, I have studied meditation at a Buddhist temple. I know how to slow. I know how to calm down. I could get I didn't hear, or it didn't register 30 beats per minute. Like my heart was slow. So I said, look, I'm clear. And all the time I'm talking to them, they're just doing what they need to do. And I even start singing. I'm clear. Look, fly me to the moon. I remember singing that. What I don't remember is the girl took my arm and put my arm. She started doing something with it, because I realized I was touching her thigh. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I put my arm in your lap. And she goes, no, sir, I put your arm in my lap. Just calm. We'll get you there. Don't worry. So I was like, yeah, don't worry. I can get my heartbeat back. Don't worry about it. And I breathed a couple of times real heavy. I shut my eyes. I was like, see, it's coming back, isn't it? And the guy behind me says, yeah, it actually is. Calm down. I don't know if it was or not, because they kept moving around really quick. What I think it was is, here's this guy. He's rambling like a madman. Let's just get him to the freaking hospital.
Singing "Fly Me to the Moon."
I know, right? So they do get there, and as soon as I'm plopped out, there's a cop, and he's patting me down. He goes, "Sorry, sir, I have to check, make sure you're not carrying weapons." I remember this. I was like, Altoids and cell phone, car keys in the other pocket, back pocket wallet. Okay, thank you, sir. I was like, okay. So I'm trying to be, me.
Helpful.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell them what they need to know. Look, you listen to me. We're going to get through this, guys. That's how I was. I was like, you listen to me, and we're going to get through this. So I'm making a fool out of myself all over the place. And,
you don't say.
Yeah. So that was the first part of it. They got me into a very busy waiting room where right away they say, nobody can wear, everybody's got to wear a mask past this point. We've had an exposure. I'm like, well, fuck you. What? Where did you bring me? I'm like, holy, are we in Asia? What the hell's going on? I did ask that. We go to Asia?
Sure.
So they brought us back. So the waiting room of the emergency the front part was busy as hell. All sorts of, they put numbers on us, the whole 9 yards, because they couldn't take us as far back as they wanted. And here I am, and I'm thinking, that guy looks a lot worse than me. Don't worry about me. Go help him.
You were looking in the mirror, weren't you?
Just go do it. Pardon?
Were you looking in the mirror?
No. No, there was literally an old guy right next to me. And I'm like, no, help him. He looks bad. No, don't worry. I said, and I was like, can I call my wife now? And they're like, hold on, we got to make sure, So even though they said I couldn't, I go, okay. And I text to Gail that I'm in the hospital at Dr. Phillips. And eventually she comes down and they get me up into a room because all that's going on is they put the IV in me. If you want to see me in the gown, by the way, check out Venkman's channel because
it wasn't my channel. It was on Quirks. It
was on Quirks. Okay, yeah. They had a live stream and I jumped on that. But so they set up. They took blood
in the hospital. You jumped on a live stream.
Yes, and he was in a muumuu.
I was in a muumuu. So they did that, and I remember them taking blood. Gail came back, and I don't have a lot of sleep. I'm very emotional. She walked back, and I swear to God, I cried, and I told her, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to leave work for this. Go figure. I was very embarrassed that she had to interrupt her day because I was weak.
You were having a heart attack for all intents and purposes, and you were worried about. Oh God.
Let's see. Hold on just a sec. Hey guys, I'll get to you. Reason you Americans have me so hard is that you don't drink enough wine, says Paolo. So you're telling us you almost died. Yeah, Soka, that actually happened for a moment there. Thank you. For good to see you with some color again, Sister Helium. I had an IV for almost 2 weeks. It was a pain in the neck. I hate those things. Yeah. Let's see. Did they let you drive the ambulance? Frankly, no. That would have been fun, though. As dead as Breen and RDV slept for each other. God damn it. You guys are low. Gas station booze is the real man killer, says Frag Minion. Oh, yeah. Those days are done, man. Those days are done. The gas station booze. Let's see. Yeah, I am home already. And let's see. Was that girl Asian because it's your reflex? No, she was a skinny blonde girl. England teen, so don't be too harsh on yourself. No, however, there was an Asian girl in the waiting room. She was one of the nurses. And I was going to compliment her on her eyes, but then I thought better of it. That was when I started getting clarity because she walks up. She's got one of the masks on. Like, you got pretty eyes. No, don't say that. All right. Gail got into the room and ran right to the old guy. I think it was her husband. Damn, these are my friends, ladies and gentlemen.
You should have been there for the wake.
Yeah. I never knew the real Dr. Venkman was so happy. Well, there you go. Happy Dinosaur thinks you're handsome.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's why hospitals are so expensive in America. XXL size hospital gowns. Wow, thanks, Paolo. Once again, these are my friends. They freaking hold a funeral for me before I'm dead.
In fairness, you were being a moron, so we wouldn't be being your friend if we didn't
honestly, I look at it as a practice run until Ash derailed it and wanted to talk about comics.
Say what?
I look at it as a practice run for a wake, but then Ash wanted to talk about comics, and I was like, I guess we don't care about English anymore.
What a better way to honor old man comics.
We can only care about England teams so much. So they finally get me into a room, and Gail's there. She has to go. She's got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get to work, but she does not want to leave. And again, all the time they're coming in, they're poking and they're prodding and they're putting these things, not giving a shit that I've got a hair on my chest.
It'd be scary if you were at Holiday Inn and there's an alien do that to you.
I still have these things because I will remove them in the shower. Thank you very much.
You still have it? Oh no!
I've got the connections for the EKG
on my chest. The longer on there, hard it's gonna come off.
Oh,
that glue's gonna solid.
It's good. Yeah, they're gonna fall off with soap and water, man. I went to so they run some blood tests and everything, and they're just poking and prodding. I tell them no more needles. I don't give a no more. But they've got the IV in, so they don't need any more of them. The next test, though, that by the way, the IV, Gail hit it 4 times. And she said, oh, they said you could eat whatever you want. So would you like an ice cream? And she went and got me this little chocolate chip ice cream sandwich. And she sits down and she throws the chocolate chip sandwich at me. And it lands flat on the IV. I'm like, what? Because this is the 5th time she's hit this fucker. And so I'm like, so I'm crying and laughing at the same time. Like, oh, why? Why did I marry you?
She was getting payback for all those comments you make on live streams.
I know, right? The next day, which is today, they said the blood test came back that it okay, like everything. There was no damage. There's no fluid in the blood that shouldn't be in the blood. So they got me on. They said it was a stress test. So they wheel me over into this room. And it's this big old, almost like an MRI machine where I'm laying down, and they have this thing that's spinning around my body, and it's taking pictures at the same time I'm moving like a freaking pizza at the Pizza Hut, you know, down the thing so they can take pictures of it. And then they go, okay, we wanted a before picture. Now we're going to have you run on this treadmill for 6 minutes. So I could give you 2 tops. This girl that was there, she's no nonsense. Her name was Celia, really good nurse. She reached for one of the things because she needed to put on her own. I slapped her hand away, and she looked at me like death. So she goes, okay, remove them, dumbass. So I start, she goes, please. And she grabs one and just rips it off. I was like, okay, that is better. You do it. So she rips them off.
Well, no, that's probably because she did 1, 2, 3, where you're like slowly doing it.
Yeah, I was slowly doing it. She was just like rip, 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 rip. So, yeah, I tell them the stress test is just let this woman jump on you for a while. She is mean. What the hell? Everything I said, she thought it was crazy. You know, I was making her laugh and everything.
Stress test. They started showing Eat Bad comics.
Yeah, that's it. So anyway, so they get me on this treadmill, and I tell them I got a bad. My left knee is a bad knee. That's going to give out before my heart does. So they started up, and it's just walking normally. And I'm like, okay, not too bad, not too bad. And they says, and then they start gradually raising it and making it quicker because they need to get my 79 beats per minute up to 145 beats. And so it's like 6 minutes in, I've got to do 6 minutes, like 4 minutes. I'm like, I'm done. You can't give up already. And then at 5 minutes, oh, please let me go. I was just breaking down. But I did it, and they pulled me off, and I could not catch my breath. And then they did that picture thing. And then after that, they have what's called a
picture thing.
Yeah. Where I laid down, and it was kind of like no, it was an MRI kind of thing.
Yeah, you say picture thing. I'm thinking like they're showing you. No, what is this?
Point being, then the girl, it was a sonogram for my heart. So this girl comes in, maybe 5 foot tall, Spanish girl or Latina, cute as a button, really pretty young lady. And she's got her little wand, and she goes, I'm here to give you your sonogram. I'm like, oh, you could check out my heart, baby. Boom. You know, no laughter whatsoever. So she pulls down the gown like about to do a mammogram, and she takes this wand, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, so this should be pleasant. You're going to put some cold. She put some cold stuff down, and then she takes this wand, and she's like, boom. And she's digging into the muscle down. I'm like, she's and I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying to talk to her. I said, God dang, you look petite and cute, but you're like the freaking Antichrist. What the hell?
Shouldn't have said baby.
And so she's digging in, and I figure, okay, if I talk to her, I can ignore the pain. So like, is this what you wanted to do in the beginning? How do you get? And she's telling me, oh yeah, I love this. I always wanted to do this. And then she took the wand and she jabbed it into my ribs. I said, are you sure you didn't want to be a serial killer? You just couldn't commit? It's like she's jabbing this thing like, this is all inside because on the outside, I'm trying to be, okay, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. So it's something along the lines of, Yeah. Why are you
Dear
doing this?
God,
You know?
why?
Yeah. So she jams this into me for a while, and then she takes off. After that, they pretty much left me alone. All the tests done. This guy comes in, and he said something along the line. He said something. It was like a insult compliment. I forgot what it was, but oh yeah, you look like. And he did something. I said, well, you look like the guy who plays the Joker in Gotham, and he did. But he goes, really? I don't know that guy. And he wrote it down, and so he could check it up. By the way, he came back and said, you're right. But it was a lot of fun for up till that point. I finally got some rest. So they bring back the test results. They said I did not have a heart attack.
Yeah, anxiety attack?
I did not. It could have been. They don't know. They do not know why my heart dropped to 30 beats per minute.
And your camera just went really dark now.
Oh, really?
It's to represent his answer. I mean,
That was convenient lighting. Yeah.
Well, anyway, the thing is they checked all for the woman who was doing the little serial killer doing the sonogram actually told me you have a beautiful heart. Meaning, okay, well, that's good news. I mean, you know, every test came back. You're looking good. You're looking good. The heart's really strong. The heart's really strong. What they didn't tell me, if my heart's really strong, why did it drop to 30 beats per minute?
I have a suspicion, and it's completely non-professional.
Everybody had a suspicion. What's yours?
My suspicion is there's a blood clot somewhere else, like near the veins in your heart.
They would have caught it.
Your heart itself, but
one of the tests were to make sure.
The only thing I can think of is that you're not eating healthy, and you now you're back at work, doing physical work, moving around more than you were at Disney.
But I'm not doing a lot of physical work that day. Are
you stooping over at all? You lean forward.
Stress was one of the things they mentioned because I try to put 35 hours into 24. I'm stressed out by the fact of how far behind on the commissions I'm on. I'm stressed out by the fact that I'm really trying to get the family out of the house, or there's a lot of stuff going on that they think it might have been stress. But I was like, hold on, you told me what it wasn't, but that beast is still out there. You know, the animal that almost killed me is still there. Can't we find it and kill it first? But
unfortunately, stress doesn't have a nice, neat physical thing you can just poke.
Well, I don't know if it was stress or not. We're all just guessing on this because to me, that sounds like a fucking heart attack. Thank you very much. You know, when your heart decides it's going to shut down you and the rest of your body, isn't that a heart attack of some sort? But
yeah, I had a similar reaction a couple of years ago when I was at the peak of my anxiety. My blood pressure was like 180/90, and
my blood pressure was perfect all through the night. Everything, even when I got there, we're like, wow, no, wait. When I collapsed, my blood pressure went up, but after that, everything was peachy keen.
That's weird.
Everything was.
To the doctor again. You're going soon, right?
2 weeks. I'm supposed to go see my primary caregiver.
You better.
Yeah.
Because you gotta keep yourself healthy, man.
Donate to Eglantine, Ko-Fi. By all means, please.
Eglantine, as your friend, cool the stress as much as possible, and don't be a moron. Because
I like Fly Me to the Moon, damn you.
I'll just say this, in the words of Frank Minion, go buy some carrots, you fat bastard.
I know, I saw that. That was Frag Minion. Thank you very much. He sent me a Ko-Fi last night during, I guess, the wake. And it said, go buy some carrots, you fat bastard. That was one thing they found out. Shock, surprise, my fat ass is borderline. I'm not diabetic. If I